What is up, everybody? I'm No Lux Given, back with some more Demon Bluff blind mode. We are going to hop into endless mode and not look at the cards currently in this village, though we do know we have a Lilis and a puppet based off some context clues here, and maybe the Dreamer can help fill us in on the remaining missing piece of the puzzle. Maybe that Dreamer's a bad guy, though. Puppet is 2 away from the closest evil, is always misinformation. And there are 3 pairs of evil. That would mean that all 3 evil are right in a row, right? 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair. Now, that is still possible if this is the puppet. Otherwise, that seems pretty tough to fit in. Could we have Lilis kill? That's too much. That's too much. If we have Lilis kill the remaining player on the evil team while also playing blind, it could be these 4. Okay, let's go with it. I mean, we also have Plague Doctor Corruption, so... all right, 2 is the real Plague Doctor. Kind of want to trust that. Oh, we actually aren't going to have Lilis kill again because it's only a 9-card village. All right, so we won't worry about that mini game. That's just a little distraction for us here. Then we find the Judge. And we find our second Plague Doctor. Okay, well, if we have the Plague Doctor, check the Plague Doctor. That will teach us one thing. I do feel like the Plague Doctor that's being pointed to by the medium is the evil one. So what I'm going to do is use this Plague Doctor to check here, and we should learn that this is corrupted, which means this Plague Doctor is just evil. It's a poisoner, so that could account for some of this misinformation. Wait, no, this is correct information. Oh, unless it's supposed to be both. It's supposed to be equidistant because of this crazy info. Huh. Okay, we're going to have to use the Plague Doctor on... Yeah, there's just so much misinformation here. This doesn't necessarily mean that they are lying. I'm sorry, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are evil just because they are lying. We can use the Judge on the Poisoner. It is still possible this is the entire evil team. This could be the evil team. This could be corrupted from the Poisoner. This could be corrupted from the Plague Doctor. At which point this Judge is the only one telling the truth. If that's the case, this is Lilis. This is the Puppeteer. This is the Puppet, telling us that there are indeed 3 pairs of evil. Is that the truth? It is the truth. Says this Judge. I think this is the evil team. I think that 3 pairs... Oh! Some people already know what's happening. If you watched, I think my most recent video, maybe 2 videos ago, put out some things that I would like to see changed in Demon Bluff. And I brought up something. Okay, there's no way around this. This is such a weird start to a video. Just go watch that video. This is the evil team. Okay. If you know, you know. There's no way around it. Yeah, okay. Confessor saying dizzy. It's another Lilis game. Left side more evil. And a bombardier. Now we have a jester. Another dizzy confessor. What are the chances we've got 2 actual dizzy confessors? Seems unlikely. Then we finish off with an empress. Okay, so we do have a slayer shot we get to take. 1 is evil between 1, 2, and 5. Okay, it's not 5. I'm going to stab 1, and then I'm going to... Okay, well, some highs and some lows here Forgot about that. Remembered a very, very niche interaction. Totally forgot that if you stab a corrupted knight, you just lose in a Lilis game. So they got me. The evils win. The streak is reset. Let's jump back into it. That was a pretty tough one, I think. I need like a real traditional warm-up in order to start the video properly, because this video is a load of malarkey so far. Number 4 is a real hunter that is saying 3 away sits the closest evil. So that would mean that this is the entire evil team between 1, 7, and 8. Closest evil equidistant would not be possible in that capacity. Okay. This could be a poisoner corrupting this enlightened. Then we find another enlightened. This one saying clockwise. That would be correct with this hunter information. This could also be like a puka. And then the evils are here and here. And that satisfies this enlightened and this enlightened. Not that we need to satisfy 2 enlightened. I don't think I'm going to stab this knight. I probably can. Puka is 4 away from closest evil. Oh. That could be 4 and 8. Now I am leaning 4 and 8. 4 is a real hunter. Okay. That complicates some things. 1, we know we have a puka. A scout telling us about a puka means that a puka is here, meaning that I might not want to stab the knight again so willy-nilly. But it doesn't matter, because if we stab the knight, it's not a Lilis board, so we still get 1 more kill regardless. And stabbing the knight would give us some big information in terms of, I think I'm going to stab the knight is what I'm building towards. But why could we have 2 mediums both saying the same thing? Well, this could be our minion. This could be our puka corrupting here and here. That would make this information correct. That would make this information correct. That would make this a real knight. And this is our doppelganger. Well, specifically, this is our doppelganger because this one got corrupted. So this is our doppelganger. This is simply a minion in a double claim with a villager. And that means that this fortune teller will have to give us a no on these 2. No evils there. Looks good. Puka, minion, shaman. Oh, sure, shaman. Oh, okay, that was indistinguishable. A shaman creating a shaman pair while hiding a drunk next to the puka was actually indistinguishable from the actual solution there. All right. Next up, we have 3 evils in a Lilis village. Closest evil equidistant to the enlightened, and the wretch, that's tricky. In order for this enlightened to get equidistant, this hunter has to be evil. In order for this hunter to be evil while pointing at a wretch, they have to also have an evil right here. The lover, 2 evils adjacent to me, is kind of an evil thing to say. Okay, I could actually buy that this is an evil and this is an evil. And then the lover would have to say 2 because they can't say 1. Yeah, I like that for now. What else do we have here? A hunter that also has incorrect information. Well, actually doesn't I shouldn't say also. This hunter has correct information. It could be that this is evil, this is evil, this is evil. It's going to be a little bit tough to sort out just yet. Dreamer could help us. The Dreamer could also just check itself against the Wretch, but in blind mode, using the Dreamer to figure out which other evils are available is pretty useful. So before night ticks over, I guess we could confirm the Dreamer first. I don't want to do that. I want to get information about, okay, we already know about Lilis. Let's flip over. Oh, okay. Well, we figured out what our last card is. It's the witch. Now, this is going to have a tough time, a really tough time being Lilis. Because if this is Lilis, then this would specifically have to be a minion or the drunk, which is possible. This information is bad. I don't think I'm going to try to build a board with this being Lilis. I think I'm going to Slayer shoot. I'm going to Slayer shoot the hunter that's giving us wrong info, or am I just going to kill them? Maybe I just kill them, and if it's the drunk, then I'm fine with that. No, this is the Chancellor, which is also something that I thought about, the Wretch being created by a Chancellor, because it would leave the opportunity for a double claim elsewhere. This can now be Lilis. If this is Lilis, this could actually just have good information, and this could actually just be good information because this is the Witch. Could not kill 8. Which means this lover now has bad info. The lover could be the drunk. The Slayer could be the drunk. Oh, I kind of like Slayer could be the drunk. Is this Lilis? It is. I think the Slayers are drunk. Well, I think we're fine here, because if this is not the witch, then we just stab the lover, and the lover's the witch. That's the drunk. There's only one pair of evil. There are 2 pair of evil. It's this pair and this pair. That's the witch. Cool. Okay. Now we have a little bit of a more normal board. This is probably going to be a Ba, a Puppeteer, a Puppet, and then one other minion. Could still be a Puka. Puka plus Puppet plus minion is a lot of evil. Closest evil clockwise, pointing at the Bombardier. I was a baker. Don't love that. I'm 1 card away from corrupted character. Okay, okay. The Wretch. The Wretch is always good. This seems corrupted, right? It also just seems evil. I don't think a corrupted baker can say that they was a baker. I think that a corrupted baker would just say, architect. I was an architect. So, I don't know about these 2 for now. There are no corrupted characters. I'm a little bit more inclined to believe that. And then you immediately show me a plague doctor. Now, all of these outcasts could be fake. We do need a Chancellor, but if this is the Chancellor, then this is the Bombardier, and this Plague Doctor is just wrong. We could use the Plague Doctor on the Wretch to test that. That's totally fine. 1 pair of evil. We're going to finish off with an Empress, giving us 1, 4, 8. I think I have to start by stabbing the Baker. I think we have a Chancellor. Oh, and we have a Puppet. The Puppet would be the 1 pair of evil. What if 1, 4, and 8 are all good? No. Huh. This is actually really tricky. The Empress pointing at both of their neighbors. Oh, could mean that this is the Puppet. Closest evil clockwise. Yes. So this could be evil with the Puppet. This is true information. This is evil. This is evil. No. One of these outcasts at least has to be evil. Huh. Wait, could the Plague Doctor have corrupted the Baker? No way, right? That does satisfy some things, because then it could be like, both of these are good. This is bad. And then, like, this is bad, but then this is bad. Bad info. Oh, this becomes bad info if anything is sat next to the Wretch. Maybe this is not as good as we thought it was. I'm tempted to use the Plague Doctor just on something that I know isn't corrupted. I think we might have to start building worlds because the demon, I don't believe, can be an outcast. I think the demon specifically has to be a not in play villager, which means its options for it are pretty limited. But the other thing that I'm thinking is like, what if this is our puppeteer and this is the puppet? That might actually make the most sense. It would then mean that the Empress is pointing at number 1. This actually was Plague Doctor corrupted. So this is good. And then this is the Chancellor creating the Wretch. And this would be totally hunky-dory, except we've left off the demon. Oh, well, this information is wrong. So I guess this guy's evil too. Because this is a pair of evil and this is a pair of evil. This is actually tougher information than I thought. And once you have this evil, then this Empress is actually pointing at 2 different evils. So then we're back to the drawing board. I mean, that's good. I'm definitely missing some mechanics right now of whether or not the Plague Doctor can corrupt the baker to make it say I was a baker. I don't think it can. I really want to stab this baker. And if we're stabbing the baker, we're also possibly stabbing the bard. The bard could actually be, the bard in seat 4 could actually be the Plague Doctor corruption. But also, if these are both evil, this information is correct and both of these are good. One could still be poisonered. I also don't like that we have a pair right here, so this would then have to be misinfo. This would have to be correct. This would have to be evil. And at that point, what are we saying? That these are evil, these are evil. It doesn't work. Wait, can this be a puppet? It can be, but it still doesn't satisfy the problem, because the problem is we only have one outcast. So, like, something would have to be a Chancellor, but we also need to place a puppet somewhere. This could be a puppet. This can't be a puppet. This can't be a puppet. So there's limited space for a puppet to be. I actually think that this baker can be a puppet. And that would help me out a lot. Oh, again, we have the Empress pointing at multiple things. But this Empress is... This knitter is bad. It's really tough to not have... All right, what would only one pair of evil look like? Only one pair of evil means that both of these have to be good. Because in order for there to be one pair of evil, it has to be just the puppet and the puppeteer. So it literally would have to be, this is the puppet tier, this is the puppet. Oh, this is evil, this is evil. It's that. That's the only way to satisfy this weird knitter information. This would then be wrong. This is, of course, wrong, pointing at 1, 4, and 8. This is also wrong. And if this is wrong, then this is wrong. Apologies, or you're welcome if you just heard a huge snore out of Lily there. We've satisfied the knitter, but at what cost? What I was getting at, too, is like, and we don't even have place for a poisoner because this would have to be the demon. Oh, wait a minute. Did I consider that the demon is just a puka? The demon has to be a puka at this point. Oh, what does that open up then? Okay. Puka, corrupted, corrupted. Now we can... Oh, but then there's no corrupted characters is wrong. So then we have to make both of these evil. Okay. Evil, actual plague doctor, created by a chancellor. Good wretch, good plague doctor. Puppeteer puppet, and then why do we have a random bombardier? Now I remember. Now I remember. Puppeteer, puppet, plague doctor corrupted. The bard and the plague doctor corrupted chancellor are interchangeable. Then there isn't one pair of evil. Closest evil is not clockwise. I think this is it. This is wild. It basically means that no matter where we point the plague doctor, they will tell us that there's corruption unless we point at the wretch. So in the wildest way possible, I think the best thing that we can do right now is check the plague doctor by having it check the wretch. Because if the plague doctor is real, that confirms there is a chancellor and it confirms that the plague doctor is real. And I think that's the best information that I can get right now. So plague doctor is going to check the wretch and learn that they are not corrupted. The plague doctor is good, which means that we have to have a chancellor between here, here, and here. And I think it has to be one of the two bards. The baker has to be the puppet. The bombardier has to be a liar because you cannot have a third outcast. So this is our puppeteer. This could be the chancellor or this could be the chancellor. It's impossible to know, but wait, is there another solution here? There might be another solution. So this is one solution. Puka and chancellor. Here's another solution, though. Correct information. Demon. Chancellor. Correct. Plague doctor corrupted. Okay. Let's have this bard. That's corrupted. This is our chancellor. This is our Puka. No! Wow, that was also possible because the Enlightened was pointing at this right there. That was a really, really tough puzzle. I don't fault myself. I mean, that's a really tough blind mode puzzle because you just don't know what you're actually dealing with there. Let me know if you got this one. I think I came up with a valid solution. Maybe I could have looked it over for another second, but I do believe that both of the solutions I presented were possible. Maybe I should have killed the Empress first, but if I kill the Empress first, I'm always stabbing. No, because then we know this information is correct. And we would know this information is correct. I'm probably still stabbing the bard because the bard could easily be the chancellor there. This could be plague doctor corrupted. Like, there's just so many different ways that shakes out. Maybe I didn't actually need to confirm the plague doctor. Maybe I needed to actually lock in some plague doctor corruption, and that would have allowed me to differentiate between the chancellor and the corruption. I was wrong in a lot of my final solutions. I did figure out that this was the puppet. Not doing super hot in this video, but we'll try another one here. 2 evils. All right, a nice little easy village for us. Both sides equally evil would mean that we also have an evil on either 4 or 8, because we've got a wretch here, and then we would need an evil amongst these The druid's in a double claim. Could be our second outcast. Could be our doppelganger. What else are these druids supposed to do? 5 or 8 is a witch. Pointing at itself, I think means this is... it could be corrupted, right? But it seems very likely right now that this is the witch. Especially because, I don't know, I think it's just these cardinal points. And this is a doppelganger. Let's stab 1. Or 8. That's our witch. Yeah. Closest evil, in order for equidistant to work, these would have to both be evil. And then we've got a demon in a double claim with the drunk. But then why is this architect giving us bad info? The architect could not be the drunk in that case. I think it does simply have to be the enlightened from here. Okay. Got some easy ones after that really hard one. Now we've got another potential hard one. We've got a Lilis board with 2 minions, one of which is a poisoner. We're being told the left side is more evil. Closest evil counterclockwise. Well, that seems counterintuitive to the left side being more evil. One of these two could be Plague Doctor Corrupted, or this enlightened is pointing at the evil architect sat right here. Oh, this is also talking about themselves. 3 or 7 is a poisoner. Or this oracle is poisoned. That could be our hint. This could be the poisoner. This could be poisoned. And the enlightened is pointing up at it. This could be the poisoner. This could be poisoned. And the enlightened is pointing up at it. This can't be the poisoner poisoning this, though. That's the only thing we do know. Plague Doctor could also potentially find that poison. Between 1, okay, very good start, Bishop. 3 and 7. Oh, wow. 2 things indicating that this is our poisoner. This Bishop is always good. This Plague Doctor is always good. That is, I think, a great example of what I was talking about in the video that I referenced earlier in this video, where the Bishop can just give some really, really powerful hard confirmations. Because if this was lying, it would be pointing at 3 villagers. Since it's pointing at an outcast, the information has to be true. It could be that one of these 2 is the outcast, actually. So we can roll that back a little bit, because we don't actually know if we have face down outcasts or not. By face down, I mean like they could literally be face down cards still, or like one of these could be a drunk. Or I guess specifically one of these could be a drunk. And that would mean that this could still be a minion, potentially. We've got a lot of information on 7. Let's flip it. A druid is actually a really strange flip. Because now this could still be the drunk. And then we can't, really discern any of this information. But a way to potentially confirm the Plague Doctor could just let us know that this is a minion. And that is pretty strong. I don't believe we get to reuse the druid at nighttime. I've only killed 1 real druid. Oh, but look at this. This is like a perfect example of what I was talking about. I have never killed a bishop. I've killed 5 enlightens. I love keeping the kill count mod on. That one's a lot of fun. Yeah, let's flip over this card here. We find a jester, which we can actually use and reset. What if we use a jester on, like... We could use 1 jester on... Well, it's kind of useless to use it on these 3. We'll always learn a 1. Literally always. Because this can't even be corrupted information. The only question is, like, do we have a hidden outcast or not? Could use it on the Plague Doctor and elsewhere. I think that we are better off using it on, like... Maybe like this string. Yeah, let's start with that. 1 evil only. So what did I say? I said this could be the poisoner. Poisoning here. And then this is just another minion. and then Lilis is sat somewhere among these. A lot of possibilities, and we do want to remember the idea of the left side being more evil. The left side could just be more evil. I'm kind of thinking that. I'm kind of thinking this is evil, plus maybe like 8 and 10. At which point, this is a 50-50 whether or not we're going to make Lilis kill herself. This is Lilis. She did not kill. So this has to be Lilis or a knight. If this is a knight, it is a very, very good disguise for Lilis here. Oh my gosh, it's a knight, but we don't have an indicator. Well, this is either a knight that can't die or it's Lilis. It's a knight that can't die. Okay, that surprised me. Now, a gem crafter saying that this jester is good is also pretty surprising. Huh. Yeah, and we knew that this wasn't poison corrupted by, or plague doctor corrupted, because Lilis literally couldn't kill it. So it had to either be Lilis or a healthy knight. Those were the only options there. These two are on the same team. Let's break out this. Let's just see that those are both on the same team. And then between these 4, only one of them can be evil. Which means these two both have to be evil. No. The poison or corruption. These don't have to be on the same team. They're probably not. But, okay, so let me, I went through that a little quickly. So if we just want to look at some numbers here, between these 4, 1 can be evil. If both of these, and then we have only like 4 more cards, right? We know that this is good. We know that this is good. And we know that between these 4, one of them have to be evil. If these are both on the same team, then that's the entire evil team, and both of these are clear. Am I saying all of that correct? Yes. We have 1 evil. I shouldn't have used green on this box. 1 evil among this box. These are both good. And then there's 4 other cards. That's the way to look at it. And between those 4 cards, 2 of them are evil. So it's either, like, it's probably not these 2 both being on the same team. That would mean that the left side is more evil. It certainly does seem like the left side is more evil. Here's, yeah, that doesn't work either. Here's one thing that I was thinking for a second. I was like, okay, what if all of these are good? This is evil, and that's why it said that there's 1 evil here, because this thing's actually evil. And then this is corrupted by a poisoner right here. But then where's our other evil? And where's the plague doctor corruption? I think... oh, this would be the plague doctor corruption. This would just be right. But in this scenario, all 3 of these are evil. So I think we can out this jester maybe. They're saying 1 evil among these 3. It would be really nice to know if that's phony baloney. So let's pick 3 cards that we know are good. Okay. This jester is now corrupted. They could be corrupted from the poisoner. This is either pointing right at the poisoner, and then this is corrupted. If this is the poisoner... now, this could always be a different minion. That's another thing that we have to consider. This could be a different minion. This could be Lilis fairly easily. I don't know. Right now, this being my evil team is my leading theory. And if that's true, this is corrupted. 8 is evil. 4 is corrupted. I'm going to go with that. That's Lilis. This would then be our poisoner. And then this is just our remaining minion, or it's corrupted by the jester. But we know that this information is good, which means now we know that this information is good. We know that this information is good, and we know that this is corrupted. So, yeah, there is no poison or corruption. This is just another minion. That's the shaman. The shaman created a second... learn out of 1 or 2. Oh, they created a second oracle, but we never got to know because of Lilis. There you go. Let's see what else we have here. I'm getting a little sleepy, but I think we can finish this video off with one more village. Oh, it's another Lilis village. We have our original baker. Might as well use all of these. Okay, I think this will be a fairly... 3 evils. It's possible. But are there any evils here? Yeah. Yeah, I think that this jester's evil. But what if we still use that to our advantage? Because we can get another use out of this ability. Though, is that worth it to get another use out of this ability if this was Lilis and we just let them go on killing again? What do you think about this? We found a puppet. That was Lilis. All right, there we go. That is going to be it for me for this one, but I do potentially have some more upcoming holiday-themed Demon Bluff content, so stay tuned for that. But for this one, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Luck Skiven. Peace.